Neuroscience shows that when anger takes control, the brain's ability to reason drops sharply. In those moments, decisions are no longer guided by logic, but by impulse. This is why choices made in anger are far more likely to be wrong than those made in calm awareness. Centuries ago, Aristotle captured this truth in a single idea. Anyone can become angry, but true mastery lies in knowing when, why, and how much. The question is not whether we feel anger. The question is whether we control it, or let it control us. Most people never realize how one emotional moment can undo years of trust, or how a single impulsive decision can redirect an entire life. This story reveals why. Power alone does not define strength. Real strength is the ability to govern one's own emotions. There once lived a powerful king. He was intelligent, respected, and decisive. Yet he carried a dangerous weakness. His temper was quick, and his reactions were driven by emotion rather than thought. Even small issues led to harsh judgments, and many suffered from minor mistakes. One day, the king's childhood teacher arrived at the palace. Long ago, this man had taught the king not only knowledge, but wisdom. That evening, they sat together at dinner, recalling the past. Suddenly, a fly fell into the king's soup. In an instant, the king's mood changed. Anger rose, and his voice followed. He accused the servant of carelessness. The servant, frightened, explained that the soup had been clean when served. But anger does not listen to explanation. At that moment, the teacher spoke calmly. He asked the king to pause and think. The fly had not been placed there. It must have fallen in afterward. The king responded sharply. Even small things, he said, were enough to ruin his peace. The teacher smiled and replied with quiet clarity. The fly did not disturb your peace. Your reaction did. A person who cannot rule over his own emotions can never truly rule over anything else. The room fell silent. The teacher continued. Decisions made in anger or in extreme excitement are often wrong. Wisdom requires space. Before deciding, emotions must be allowed to settle. Control must come before action. The king admitted that he tried to control his anger, but failed. The teacher answered simply, control is a skill that must be practiced. Patience is a habit. Just as strength is built through training, emotional control is built through repetition. These words stayed with the king. In the days that followed, he began to pause. He learned to wait before reacting. As his mind grew calmer, his thinking became clearer. And with clarity came better decisions. Over time, the change was visible. The king became steadier. His judgments improved. People respected him more, not because he feared them, but because he understood himself. His kingdom grew more peaceful, and so did his life. Later, the king returned to his teacher. He said that those words had transformed him. He finally understood that strength does not come from anger, but from restraint. The teacher reminded him that this struggle belongs to everyone. Many people live under emotional pressure. Those who learn to pause, to practice patience, and to remain calm gain control over their lives. Emotions are natural. Anger, happiness, and sadness come and go. But when we allow them to guide our actions, they lead us toward regret instead of wisdom. This lesson is not meant only for a king. It is meant for all of us. Emotions are temporary. In a world filled with stress and constant demands, emotions rise easily. But awareness gives us choice. When we recognize emotional triggers and pause before reacting, we reclaim control. Emotions cannot be avoided, but unchecked reactions can be harmful. Understanding what triggers us is the first step toward mastery. Triggers may be criticism, memories, situations, or words. They differ for everyone. Self-reflection allows us to see these patterns. When emotions surge, staying present and observing them without judgment creates distance. Simple practices such as slow breathing, brief pauses, or mindful awareness restore balance. Sometimes, stepping away or speaking with someone we trust is enough. What matters most is remembering this. They pass. When we respond with calm instead of impulse, we protect our relationships, our decisions, and our future. And that is the difference between reacting to life and truly leading it.